Should I let you? Okay. So, time's gonna start on console reset. I need to do a frame perfect input on the new game screen. If I miss it a couple times, don't stop the timer. This estimate's really lenient. I should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So time will start on console reset?
Yep.
All right, do you want to say anything before you run to the viewers?
I'll say hi, and that's about it.
All right, cool. All right,
I'm
well,
sure
let
no
me
one
know.
cares about this game. I'll just say RNG Minif.
All right, cool. Then let me know when you are ready, and let's get going.
I'm ready whenever.
All right. You want me to count down, or do you?
I'll count down.
Okay, cool.
Are we live yet? Or...
Yes, we are.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Howdy. All right. This is SMT2. It's not very long. It's a pretty short speed run. We've got first 15 minutes of the run are going to be maniped by a frame perfect input. If I fail it, I'm going to know like 50 seconds into the run after each attempt, and then I'll just reset. After that, a bunch of like inventory overflowing, and then it just becomes like a very sequence broken boss rush for the rest of the game. That's pretty much it. SMT2. Easy game. Anyway, you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So if it looks like my inputs are like way too fast, like I'm not 30 hertz mashing this entire game. I do have a turbo controller since this is JRTA and it's allowed in JRTA rules. That was wrong. All right, attempt 2. Sorry, Radial. I let you down, bud. Everyone in the chat, go follow my boy L Radial. He's the world record holder for this game. He's better than me. Except at the first 15 minutes of the game. I'm better than him at that. Another fun thing about this game is sometimes it just drops your inputs for no reason. Hey, there we go. Alright, second try. So, what I just did is I manipulated that Mebius encounter, and all of these encounters I know what's going to happen. This is all manipulated. Pretty easy stuff. I'm just auto-battling. Basically what it's doing for this virtual battler is I'm making sure that I level up by the enemy that's behind the store. If I don't, then I can't leave, and it's slower anyway. Like, the manipulation's going to be manipulating experience, like encounters, ergo experience, and drops, which is important for item changing later, because we're going to be overflowing the inventory to get a bunch of items and stuff for the rest of the run. So now I have to name all of the characters in the game. I'm going to not name any of them because it puts points towards law. This is like the only SMT game in mainline that does this, where if you don't name a character, then you get points toward an alignment. But I mean, it makes sense since all of their names are like Aleph and they're all like biblical stuff like Gimel, Daleth. So I guess it would make sense. Now we're gonna go hit up Steven over here. He's just rolling around in his wheelchair. He's gonna give us the demon summoning program, which will be useful for a little bit in this run. We really aren't going to be recruiting many demons. We're just going to be recruiting 3. Dude, thank you, Quo, for the link. Really helps me out. I'm surprised you were able to type out that long link in the shower. Actually incredible stuff. Really proud of you, bud.
Link's clean, man. What can we say?
Yeah. Really important, especially in these trying times. Not much to really talk about here. I'm just going to be getting a bunch of Mebius encounters right here. Going to level up twice before I leave this virtual battler. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to start talking about the stats. I'm going to be putting a ton of points into speed, which basically it makes you obviously act faster in battle. It gives you more actions per turn, so like if you use the sword, you can get multiple hits on the sword, depending on your speed stat. And it also makes it easier to escape from encounters. Thank you for the goals, lads. We're gonna hit up our boy Okamoto again. He's gonna give us 300 Maka. Or 200 Maka. I'm stupid, I can't count. And we're gonna go name the last character we need to name. It's a Doom clone. Yeah, I mean... I'm seeing Doom on my screen, gamers. I don't know about you. Yeah, dude, speed is literally the best stat in the first 3, or in SMT 1, 2, and IF, and a bunch of other SMT games as well. Speed is just a ridiculously good stat in the earlier games. We're gonna recruit this High Pixie. Which will cause this poltergeist to get encountered. You get some Maka from the High Pixie, and that'll cause a knocker to appear at 5/8 moon. Alright, get ready for a lot of dialogue.
know, shout out to Mash for the this is letting us know.
Base Mash with the Yoko Taro shilling.
Yeah. Like DJ hours were all Yoko Taro for both days, so here we are.
Dude, thanks, Quo. I have perfect 30 hertz mashing. I've trained all my... Oh, almost screwed up. We're fine. Almost had a heart attack there.
You were a mixed bag last night. You did play Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter for us. So what are you doing right now?
Encountering things. I'm basically manipulating. I was manipulating this Chan encounter, which is going to give me another level, and then that manipulates a demon that I'm going to recruit. Alright, I had to read... I forgot the demon's name, but I read the Japanese. It's Empusa. Should be fine. This is the scariest part of the manip. How could you forget Empusa? That's a good question. Alright, so now we're going to the Coliseum, in, whatever, I think 20XX, all the, you know, rich aristocrats are big fans of blood sports, so, we're gonna go participate in some blood sports. Don't get an encounter. Alright, we're good. We did it. I was a bit worried there. Nice turn. Didn't mean to do that. Dude, thanks, Radio. Alright, now I'm gonna go equip some stuff. Radio, did I do that menu correctly? I don't remember. I think I did. off of game dropping inputs based. Alright, I'm gonna put points into strength here. Alright, we got our first boss coming up here, Red Bear. It's really easy. I'm just going to auto him, like, and he'll get him pretty quickly. Alright. So that was naming Daleth. Just wanted to check at the end there. It said Daleth. Alright, I'm not holding the controller right now, because I don't need to.
Do we have a second for a donation?
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
We have a $175 donation from CC Neverender, saying this is the $75 from the Snap Tournament prize pool, as well as another 100 of my own Twitch stream revenue that I promised to this. So CC went ahead and donated all of that. We are good to go. All right. Thank you, CC, for the $175, which brings us up to 2740. Come on, guys, let's try to get to 3,000 in the 2 hours of this run.
Yeah, dude. We need to fill up the dead air with donations, fellas. If you can hit up this marathon with some donations, please do.
You said the OOT race should be met? Yes, the OOT race was met with that. So we are going to get our OOT race.
Nice. Nothing like some comfy oot.
Yeah. Well, we need about $300 to get to 3,000. So everybody should donate, trying to get the blindfolded shrines incentive.
Being really dumb right now. There we go. So I'm unequipping everyone to put more stuff in my inventory. But this makes me really vulnerable, so I have to move carefully on the 2D map. Now we're gonna go ahead and fuse some demons here. I'm gonna make a Hecate. Alright, now all that fusion's done, I gotta go cycle the moon a little bit, and then we're gonna start working on inventory overflowing. And that'll, like, last for, like, 7 minutes? I don't know.
So what does inventory overflowing do in this game?
So when I overflow the inventory, I can get basically any item in the game. So I basically just get like really, really powerful gear, and then I do a wrong warp to basically the last area of the game and start fighting all the bosses. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to say no there. I'm glad I got that out of the way before I actually had to do something, but I have to save again now. Not a big time loss. The reason I'm saving here is not for like any like, oh, hard boss I need to, prepare. It's more so that I need to be able to use the skill Triport, which only teleports you to your last visited terminal that you saved at. So if you don't save at the terminal, it won't work. Oops, I didn't mean to go inside at 5 minutes. Oops. Alright, now I'm gonna buy a ton of stuff. This kinda requires a bit of concentration, but you can still talk.
Do you care if I just say something to somebody in chat really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey Rod, so it makes a difference. It only took me 4 minutes to get bridge skip. I just don't really want to stop what I'm doing to type. Yeah, Pog.
Yeah, no worries.
So last night for DJ hours, like Rod G in the chat and I spent about 4 hours together, and he taught me that speedrun I mentioned, the mackerel percent. So there's a skip in the Nier Automata speedruns called Bridge Skip, and it's a bunch of specific timed inputs to jump over an object.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both just sitting there last night, like, struggle busing to get it because we were so tired.
Based.
I think I spent 10 minutes on one of the runs just trying to get over this bridge.
Sorry if I'm not responding, I'm doing a lot of menuing here.
Nope, you're fine.
So there's like a specific rhythm that you're trying to get when you're doing this, and it's really annoying. It doesn't just let you mash mash in a direction to increase, but for some menus it does, so it's very inconsistent in that regard. Alright, truck port. Now I'm gonna save and reset to set this all up. Now I wait a little bit after I save, because if I hit reset too close to when I save, it'll corrupt my save and delete it. It's the only way to delete a save in this game. Alright, now I'm not gonna talk, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good there. And we have one more before I go back to the shop here. Gonna Trieste, which brings us back to the last 3D area we entered from the 2D map. And now I'm gonna go sell a bunch of items. I deleted my save, yeah, based. It happens. Alright, so we're gonna see some wacky stuff here. So here I can mash directions. So obviously we have a lot more than the game, like, can show, so it just rolls over to the language tables. And even into the Japanese language table. So we're selling key of that item. Where are we? 250. Check my total. Yeah, that's correct. All right. So now we have a ton of Maka. It's pretty much good for the next section. We're gonna spend it all. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. And we got one more section of item changing coming up. I'm doing well today. I'm having, you know, I can't complain. That's the correct weapon, cool. So now, like, our stats are ridiculous once I equip all this stuff. And now we're going to use a bunch of intelligence and magic instances. That's why I switched Hiroko to the top slot, the top left slot. So I'm counting how many I'm using right now because I know exactly when I need to stop using them. And this is to max out her magic and intelligence stats. Game is free now, but you can still die. Gonna move on to magic instances. Thank you, Radio. Alright, we're almost done here. Just like in every game with Necroma, Necroma is one of like the most based skills in a series. Oh, I love these menus dropping my inputs. Alright, now we're gonna warp back to Valhalla 3D. And I'm gonna do a wrong warp to get to Makai. Yeah, how about that, right? Alright, so I'm going to use Trieste here, and that's going to send me to the final area of the game. And the reason this works is because if you try to use a warping skill on a tile that also will result in a cutscene, it pushes you back a tile, which pushes, all the maps are kind of layered on top of each other, so it pushes you into a completely different map. It keeps the same tile set because it doesn't reload anything. But like right now, it may look like we're still in the disco, but we're in Makai right now. And Steven's here. Alright, I'm gonna save because this boss, not just because this boss can kill me, but I also need to warp back here readily. Yeah, Mott's first game was Devil Summoner, as far as I remember. Alright. I'll fight it. Okay. Better to be safe during a marathon. If I were going for a PB, I'd use a punch gun here and try to get rid of them. This is kind of bad. I don't want this many encounters. I'm curious, what's my time right now? Alright, this is Hecate. Just gonna auto her. I really hope she doesn't use Muda. Oh, okay. Fuck. I'm gonna have to use a... That's fine. I can work around this. Oh, she leveled up. She'll be fine. Yeah. What am I thinking? I guess not. Maybe not. 33? Okay. That's like a minute off my PB. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Just gonna wait until I get an encounter to heal this. Hopefully I get one soon, because it's slow doing this. vicious blows. There we go. Alright. Oh. Angel hair. There we go. So now I'm going to use punch guns to get rid of these enemies. This could be bad.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna auto. Why am I using my sword? Okay, I didn't get that. Holy shit. This is really stupid. Punch gun. Really bad RNG. Damn. Level up though. I mean, not where I want to be leveling up. I'd rather be leveling up at bosses. What is this encounter rate? Whatever. I'll use a ceiling bell after this boss fight. So this is Tiamat. We're just gonna do the same thing. Sword. She should go down pretty quickly. Hopefully I don't get poisoned. There we go. Yeah, I know, right? Like, never lucky. Dude, thanks. Yeah, that would be really bad. Fuck. Alright, where is Triport? Nice. Alright, we're gonna use another ceiling bell here, which hopefully will, you know, help me not get encounters, but it's a really stupid item and doesn't always work. So the reason why I'm like not escaping from fights right now is because I'm trying to make a cycle for the next boss. I need to fight the next boss at full moon. I didn't mention this for Hecate, but I needed to fight her at new moon. Otherwise, she wouldn't let me fight her. There's a couple other things, moon phase effects. Obviously, we saw it affect RNG during the manipulation, but it also affects demon affinity. So, like, depending on the phase of the moon, a given demon will either perform better or worse in combat. So here's Master Therion. In later games, he has a really big dick, but in this game he doesn't. So it's safe for Twitch. Hoping he doesn't try to own me. Alright, cool. We're good. God damn it. There we go. Alright, now that we've beaten these 3 bosses, we have unlocked another area of Makai to go, and which gives us access to a bunch of different areas in the game. Sadly, the last time we'll hear the disco theme, but, you know, whatever. Mara's totally safe for Twitch. Like, Mara is the most wholesome content you can have on a stream. We've danced furious. We've already danced enough. So right now it's kind of safe to escape, but it's still faster to use punch guns. And it's not like I have to worry about, like, oh, I might use them all up. I have so many of them. Like, it really doesn't matter. I don't think there's any way I could possibly use all of them during this run. At least Mara skip. Yeah, that would be sick if we could skip Mara, but it would be sad, because then we'd be skipping Mara. But then again, there's always glitchless, so... So I'm going to go here to this terminal and save. It's going to set up where I'm going to report to later, after I do a bunch of stuff. So now you can see we're already level 42. And we're only like 40-something minutes into the run. Yeah, exactly. Most of the random encounters are already, like, once you're done with that area, there's not many random encounters left. There's ways to make sure that no random encounters will occur in certain dungeons. So now we're in the Great Church, which is technically supposed to be the second dungeon in the game. But since we've gone through literally near endgame content, we're super overleveled for this. So probably no enemies are going to spawn. I've had a Jack Frost spawn here once in a run, but that was when I forgot to use a ceiling bell. But now we're going to go hit up our boy King Frost here, who's basically the metal man of this game. And he's dead. No fiend, sad. Well, we still have another chance, Radial, later. Alright, this part sucks. So this is the next boss, Basilisk. He can run away, like, infinitely. He just decides to not run away sometimes. He also can poison you. I just got poisoned, which is really annoying. You can literally lose, like, 5 minutes here. Hopefully my RNG is not absolutely terrible. So far, it's not looking very good. Ugh. Hey, there we go. You don't want to get poisoned, not only because he also runs away when he poisons you, and that wastes time, but you also have to go and heal afterwards, so it wastes a little bit of time menuing. Right, Post Mundi is here. I'm going to truckport back to terminal, and we're going to go to the Red Cross to go visit Gimel to do a plot trigger. Yeah, you have 1 out of 3 chance to have it happen, but it really seems way less likely than that sometimes. Alright, I have to press B at this text box or the run's over. Alright, we did it, gamers. Yeah, no, it makes a lot more sense casually. Since that's not the only tile that Basilisk spawns on, and you wouldn't be coming to that Holy Town, which is that area, from the Great Church. You'd be coming from the bottom of that map, and there's like a ton of places to get encounters with them. It's actually kind of a little bit tough for beginners who haven't really played the older Mega 10s, just because like he comes out of nowhere. They tell you about him, but he just kind of spawns and then can fight you, and then you might just get your shit wrecked. Alright, now we're making our way to center. I was supposed to use a tin fume there. I'm gonna do that right now. Also, I might alternate between saying Sealing Bell and Tin Fume, just because, like, the Japanese is Fuma no Suzu, which I'm assuming means Sealing Bell, but it also can be translated as, like, Tin Fume, which I guess makes sense, but it's probably wrong. So now I have to go watch 2 cutscenes here, so if there's any donations, we're just going to be sitting here for like a minute and a half.
Okay, let me see what I can find here. Unfortunately, we do not have any right now, so I will take this as a second to remind everybody to go ahead and get your donations in. If you do not know what we are raising money for, there is the link to the information in chat. Here is a link to the donation page. And we do have one more goal for the day running. Thus far, we may add more if we manage to meet this, which is for our Breath of the Wild speedrun around, let's see what time it's about to start, 4:30 p.m. So we do have about 3 hours to meet that goal. If we do manage to get that goal, the runner for Breath of the Wild is going to be running all of the shrines blindfolded. So we are currently at $182, the 500 needed to meet that goal. And then just like CJ, it's all good, said in chat just now, between this marathon today and the donations we have on speedruns.com and the original GoFundMe that was started, we are only $1,550 away from the original goal of $8,000 that we had set to help Erica pay for everything. So we're getting close, and thus far in this marathon we've made about 1,200 a day. So I think we can do better than that today and actually make a push, get that 1,550 in with everybody, and reach our goal of 8,000 total for Erica by the end of this. So get your donations in, get that Breath of the Wild thing met, and then if we meet that, well, we may or may not just be forced to make new ones.
All right, oh, keep going.
I was going to say, maybe if y'all ask nicely, we can come up with a few things to extend this a little bit, but that's really up to Quo. I can think of a couple things. Maybe we'll make Quo do a speedrun. I'm sure everybody would like that.
I'd love to see my boy Quotation do a speedrun, not gonna lie.
Yeah, right? Make him do a Splatoon speedrun. I'd really make him salty.
Alright, I'm about to trigger Radial with my bad 2D map movement in Factory. So basically what just happened in those cutscenes was we're not supposed to have Hiroko at this point, or at that point. Or no, we were supposed to have Hiroko at that point. So it gets rid of Hiroko and replaces her with Beth. Beth is way lower level than Hiroko is, but it doesn't really matter. She's going to be gone from the party very soon, so... I was supposed to teleport. So now we're gonna like really start sequence breaking. We're going to enter Shinjuku from the opposite way. The way you're supposed to get to the area we're right now, where we wrong warp to. You have to do like a big side quest in Shinjuku, which gets this pentagram unlocked. But since we are already in the area, we can just warp back there. Since it's already it doesn't load in the area if you do this side quest. It just like loads the warp in Shinjuku if you do the side quest. Dude, thanks, Radial. Also, I'm pressing B when I hit the elevator because it skips an animation and a sound effect, which wastes time if you press A on the floor you want to go to. Yeah, they're doing pentagrams with 6 vertices. As you can see, I'm very good at counting. Hexagram, then. Okay. That's... Yeah. Where the... Why am I going back in the stairs? Hello? Game. There we go. Yeah, we'll be seeing that 64 elevator in about 50... No. Not 50 minutes. Like, 30 minutes. I'm getting... Specifically for that, I wanted to walk into that terminal. And now we're going to see a really... a cutscene that we shouldn't be seeing at this point with Beth. You're supposed to have Hiroko in your party at this point, but since we just got the cutscene to get rid of Hiroko from our party, it's really screwy because it also, like, if you can read the dialogue, it still has Hiroko's name talking, like, so it's hard-coded instead of just taking the female companion you currently have. It's kind of funny. They do the I mean, it's like, I'd say glitchless is more of like a no major glitches category. That's why I called it no major glitches before I changed it over to glitchless, but because that's just what they called it. I wouldn't say it's less of a glitch and more of an oversight too, I'd say. Because B does confirm in that situation. They just forgot to add in the subroutine to have it do the animation and play the sound effect. Yeah, they fixed it in the second version. Trying to summon Hecate here. And now we're gonna go make our way down to go fight Beetlejuice. After we fight this other boss here. Demon Andy. Technically a boss. Also dies in one hit. But it's a good opportunity to set up our auto battle. So I want Hecate defending the entire time so I don't waste time on Hecate attacking, because Hecate doesn't really do much damage. Or physical damage. Yeah, dude, I haven't gotten a single earthquake this run. It's wonderful. Oh, alright, you can't skip earthquakes like that. That's just random. That's a bummer. I should have mentioned, once we got into Factory, there's been a chance to get earthquakes through the, like, all of the maps. They, on 2D maps, they have designated spawn points. On 3D maps, they're just random. However, there is a way to manipulate them. We'll be doing that a little bit later. They are useful for wrong warps, since it counts as a cutscene. So we can utilize that to wrong warp. And we're going to do that a little bit later on the floor we're going to right now. Right here. Oops. Alright, here's Beetlejuice. Hard boss. And he's dead. Actually Beetlejuice from the movie, too. Now we're gonna warp back to center. Yeah, exactly. Hecate, why, like, for the majority of the game where we don't have Hiroko to use magic, Hecate is basically just the, MP sponge that just kind of we use up to warp. You don't have to have Hecate to do any of the glitches we use with Hecate. You can do the same thing with Hiroko. But we just don't have Hiroko with those skills for a while. And, like, when Hiroko comes back to our party, which she'll do in a bit, after the second wrong warp, she won't have as many skills as she had, earlier. I don't know why I came down here. I could have just warped. No, I couldn't. I'm done. Why even do that now? But anyway, now we have to go back to the Colosseum to fight Daleth, who's the anti-Messiah. To preface, our main character is technically the Messiah. So we have to go fight him. Alright, no earthquake. There is a like an unskippable earthquake there if you get bad RNG. Same kind of deal as before. We're just going through the Colosseum. We'll get a little cutscene here, which you can trigger again if you accidentally turn. I've done that in plenty of runs. Now we're just gonna go enter from the other side this time. So Daleth's really easy. He just doesn't like to die. So when he dies, he comes back, and we have to kill him 3 times, which is kind of stupid. But, you know, whatever. Now he gives us a cheap shot, which is stupid, because it makes us have to heal. Even though, actually, healing's not a bad thing to do at this point, because it'll give Hecate all of its MP back, which is useful, since we're going to need it in case, for the third wrong warp, in case Hiroko isn't able to use magic at that point. Long cutscene here. This is probably the longest one during the actual gameplay, not including the one right before the credits that's like 9 minutes long. So Beth, who left our party, is technically supposed to be here, and well, she sacrificed herself, and now she's going to die, which, boo-hoo. Whatever. There's no way to speed up this dialogue. It's just, like, really slow. I mean, it's for dramatic effect, but, like, could be a bit faster. Daleth's all choked up about this loss. I'm not. Don't really care. Yeah. So now that we've done that, they're gonna tell us to go find Hiroko, who's locked up, and we're gonna do that. We're just gonna do it in a very unintended way. Alright, so there's another chance of an unskippable earthquake. Here's to not getting it. Hey, we did it. Now I'm gonna buy a ton of rosaries. I don't know why. I'm not selecting anything. These are the things that will keep us from, like, dying during the final boss. The last couple bosses are really scary if you don't have enough rosaries to revive you. If you get mortal damage. I'll save some MP. All my muscle memory is screwed, so I actually have to read the Japanese now. Alright, now we're gonna go set up a wrong warp, which requires going down to the building where Beetlejuice is in, and then warping back, and then saving. I'll explain it when it happens. It's an unskippable earthquake that I'll probably see every time I do this. Well, no, I'll only see it this time, which is a pretty good place. If I'm going to get an earthquake, that's probably where I want to get it. Jeez. This is sub 2 pace as far as I can feel. I don't have a timer going, so I don't know.
You're at a hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's still technically sub 2 pace. Not a good pace, though. I'm like 5 minutes behind my PB right now, I think. But I've gotten like some really terrible luck in certain areas, so that's to be expected. Plus, I haven't played this game in a month. That also helps.
Oh, sorry. Shuli has been tagging me and I haven't noticed.
Nice misclick.
Guessing we have donations? We do. CJ It's All Good has donated $66 saying this is from the merch. That's our newest donation, which brings us to 248 of 500 for the Breath of the Wild Blindfolded Shines. We are halfway there.
Little safety strat there. I'm gonna heal up Hecate so she has enough MP. And I'm gonna save and reset here. So I'm going to warp back to that area. The reason I saved was by saving I can preserve an RNG value, and then I can check how many times I need to turn on a certain wall to get an earthquake to appear, or to trigger. And I'll just count how many times I turn, and then I'll reset the console and use Trieste. There's 1, 2, 3. This blows. I'm just not gonna. I'll just recount. 1, 2, 3, 6. Alright. Really bad luck on that one. You can optimally get it with 1 turn. Don't triport. Yeah, on the fly manip. I like to think of it more as video game social engineering. Uh-oh, where did I go? I was too fast on my inputs. Alright, I got it. Some pretty bad luck there, unfortunately, but not much you can really do about that. Alright, so we're gonna go fight Zayn now. He's pretty easy, though. And he's dead. I couldn't have done it without you, the person reading this. So I usually hold a face button and a button on the D-pad to like scroll the text as fast as possible, and this is one of the only times where I'm holding up on the D-pad to do that instead of left or right. Alright, now I have to go and use Trieste to get to the last area we were at. I can't use Traport here. Going into that cutscene removes your ability to Traport. That's just a quick trip back up. How am I supposed to read your voice? I'm sure you'll figure out a way. I did realize that after I said that. That made absolutely no sense. But whatever. Yeah, synesthesia. Well, that's associating colors to like tones instead of I guess here reading sound. Like I didn't heal. Nice. Thanks, radio. Alright, now we're gonna go warp to the other Makai area, the second one we got, or got to that the second terminal we got in Makai. And we're gonna go watch some cutscenes, which I can't skip. Wait, I need to save there. I'm dumb. Yeah, if I don't save here and try to do the next section, it'd be really bad. Also, we did get Hiroko back, I didn't mention that. But she doesn't have any of, like, her skills that she had before. She has to relearn them when she levels up. Now we'll go talk to Gemery, who's going to bring us to Lucifer. Now you can actually influence how this like little sphere of light teleporter thing moves, but it's a really bad idea because it not only does it waste time, it continues to scroll the moon counter. So I kind of want to there's a general like moon phase route that I'm trying to stay on, so I don't want to influence it negatively in that way. There's 2 times in the run where you can influence like the automated teleporting. Radial and I thought at one point it might be useful, but after testing it, like for the next area, Abaddon, we realized that there's like no way to actually get to the entrance on the 2D map before it like makes you go there anyway, so it's pretty useless. You think, Scion? Alright, so we're talking to Gabriel right now. He brings us to what will become the Megiddo arc. I gotta say yes to Daleth here. Or not Daleth, Zayn. Or else the run's over. Yeah, it's still like a cool little thing that you can do, but it's ostensibly useless. Alright, I'm going to go into the comp and return Hecate, because I don't really need Hecate for the time being. Until way later, like pretty much endgame. Last few dungeons, you want to have Hecate. Oh no, I'm stupid. But I can fight this and then go do the cutscene I need to go to. Doesn't really matter. Here's Astaroth. He's pretty easy. He can paralyze me. Yeah, I'll go get stuff. Don't worry about it. I remembered. It just took me a while to remember. Yeah, Haruka should learn a bunch of skills too. Yeah, she's getting all her magic back. That is true. I could reload my save, but like sub 2 would be very over radial. And if sub 2 is over, is there really a run anymore? Let's be honest here. Alright, I have to go back here. I was supposed to go in here earlier to this temple to awake Seth. Sub 1. Dude, if I could get sub 1 in this game. Actually, you can in the PlayStation version. Tough one, no sadder version, though. Really sad. The comfiest speed game is not on the comfiest console, sadly.
That's fair.
Yeah. God bless the Sega Saturn. What a good console. Alright, I'm gonna use another ceiling bell here. However, there's a couple encounters that I just can't get away from, like Kerberos. Or Cerberus in English.
Shoutouts to a dog.
Yeah, I'd like to see some Franker Z's in the chat room. Thank you for the Franker Z's, really helps me out. Paste Nidhogger. Kind of really bad encounter luck. This is one of the cooler movement dungeons if you don't get a bunch of encounters, since there's no door transitions. You just kind of fly through the area. At least dealing with these encounters... I spoke too soon. I was gonna say, at least dealing with these encounters has been, like, kind of painless. But we haven't gotten the virtue encounter yet. Oh, there we go. I spoke too soon. Yeah, now we're gonna get a bunch of encounters. Yep, this sucks. Oh, dude, this was bonkless like 10 years ago. Or, we bonked, like, at the beginning of the run. Pretty sure. So now we're gonna go talk to Mikata, who's one of the scientists behind, a bunch of plot that we didn't see, because we skipped it, so I'm not gonna really spoil it. But he just, like, tells you stuff. He's basically Kaepora Gaebora. He asks you if he should retell his story, so you say no. And then you never see him again. So, the first area of the game that had the Colosseum, Valhalla, got swallowed by Abaddon, so now, like, you can't go back to that area for the rest of the game. I mean, we're here right now, but we're also inside Abaddon. The only way to get here is through Abaddon, which is also a point of no return. I'm knowing. I've got my finger on the B. I just turned no into a verb there. That was kind of based, kind of epic. Bros, I'm not gonna lie, kind of want to finish up this run so I can play more Animal Crossing and not speedrun. So we're gonna make our way back through Abaddon to get to the boss, which is Abaddon. This is really bad. This is terrible. Oh my god. This is like the worst Abaddon I've ever had, dude. This blows.
RIP RNG.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Where am I? Oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Now I am. What are you gonna do?
Keep trying.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. Nice, no encounters there. Getting an encounter in that room is just really annoying, because then you have to recount how many times you go up. If you screw up, you get warped back. Here's Abaddon. He can be really annoying if he decides to Rakukaja. Yeah. You hope to have like one or like two or less encounters is like pretty good. However, you can get a billion, and there's not much you can really do about it, because they all have the value that the ceiling bell has, like, to ward off enemies, is one less than the virtue encounter. So, and Kerberos as well. Now, this area becomes a dungeon. It's going to lead to the next part of the game. I should tin fume. Alright, hardest room in the game. One south? No? Let's check my map. Yeah, I'm one south. Something I should have mentioned also, all the raised tiles are NPCs, and there's an NPC literally right next to that exit. So that's the hardest one to skip in the game. I just probably walked over a bunch of earthquake tiles too. Oops. Alright, we're gonna save here and then go back to Shinjuku. So now we're gonna make our way back to the Great Church. The Great Church is the actual way you're supposed to get to Shinjuku, but since we have Makai already, we don't need to do that. Here's the elevator that's really long if we don't press B on 1F. Yeah. That saves a ton of time. Yeah, we didn't get a Fiend encounter. Kind of a bummer. Whatever. I just went back into King Frost's room. That was really stupid. Technically, that's the area you can. I remember that being the area you can use to go back to Shinjuku as well. Alright, we have to count here. So I'm going to have 13 left over. I need to donate exactly 9 times. Donating to the Messia overwrites the how many bosses are alive in Garuva, which is the area that area we just got to in Makai. So if I donate exactly 9 times, only like 4 of the it's like 12 bosses spawn. Something like that.
In celebration of you donating 9 times, everybody should donate $9.
Word. Get your
Or 9
donations
people
in,
should
fellas.
donate. Get your donations in. We are halfway to meeting that Breath of the Wild incentive. Come on, let's make people do stuff blindfolded.
One more. Wait, what? Where's Trieste? Porto Trieste. Oh, I was using like Estoma or something. Yeah, donating 10 is a really bad idea. Alright, so I have to say no to Puck a bunch of times. I don't know if his name is... Sorry?
Oh, I was gonna say, you know when donating 10 isn't a bad idea?
Right now, you should donate.
Hey.
IRL, not in the game. Don't donate more in the game. That would be a bad idea.
Give us $10 for IckaAid so that we can make the Breath of the Wild speedrunner do stuff blindfolded. I really want this. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, you sound kind of enthusiastic. Just a little bit enthusiastic about it. So I had to... Sadly, I have to summon Hecate here to do it, since I'm closed. I want to try us. Thank you. Alright, this time I can say yes to Pack. Technically, I'm talking to Pack again, but, I just can't see it, since that's what happens when you do the Trias glitch.
I got you, Shuli.
So I'm gonna just use Patra to, unclose everyone. Technically, I could keep Hawk closed and it wouldn't do anything since he doesn't have any MP.
Bro, you want to talk about bad RNG? Oof.
Really bad menu.
Bro, can I catch the fish I want, please?
Alright, now we're gonna make our way back to the Megiddo arc so we can get Satan in our party. In the law ending, you're allowed to have Satan. Chaos, you get Lucifer. Neutral... I forget, I haven't done neutral in a long time. Neutral, you get the sword, that's right, yeah.
So how do the endings in this game work?
So, I mean, you have points to alignment, so choices in the, game, affect your, like, how, like, close you are to law, or to, well, I have to, this is kind of unfortunate, given my, moon phase, I'm a little off. But based on the choices you make and who you kind of partner up with, by the end of the game you'll get locked into a specific ending, depending on how many points you have. It's like on a scale of negative 100 to 100 in most games. 10 points in between, so like negative 10 to 10 are neutral, usually. I don't know why I'm sitting in this menu, trying to explain stuff. I want to tip. That's true, yeah. There's like a bunch of stuff, not just like what I just said, influence, alignment. Some games are less in-depth with their alignment systems than others. Just depends on what game you're playing. Hey, we did it right. Nice. So, this dungeon's just gonna become a walkathon. We're just walking through. It's really long. If you don't do this, there's a ton of bosses. Yeah, everything. A big thing about SMT1 and SMT2 is donating to either the Messia or the Gaian Temple. Gaian being the faction of Chaos. Yeah, newer games have, like, less influence because it for some people it's like, ooh, we're getting encounters, okay. Should be able to escape this, yeah. Yeah, like in SMT4, literally the only thing that affects alignment is choices. And in Nocturne, like, not much affects your alignment. Pretty much just, like, who you side with. In some of the games, like in a lot of the spin-offs, there's still alignment, but it doesn't affect, like, endings. I'm holding B, dude. I'm holding B. Thank you. At least it killed Hecate, which I wanted Hecate dead. That's true, yeah. In certain games, alignment does affect... say you have, like, a dark chaos demon, you're not going to be able to have a law demon in your party if you have a dark chaos. Or if you have a light law demon, you can't have any chaos demons. Generally, though, you can summon Law and Chaos Demons as long as they're Law neutral and Chaos neutral. There's 2 different axes on alignment in most games. Alright, this boss can kill me. If he uses Mudo. Or Mudoon. Use Deathbound, and then attack and attack. Okay. Mahama's cool, yeah. But we're lost. It's not really that bad. Magneto. That's not A. There we go. Alright. So, I need to go... Yeah. Overshot that a bit.
How much longer until time?
What time are we at right now?
1:40:47.
I don't know why I walked around that way. 1:40:47. Oh. I'd say about like 20 minutes. I guess it's not gonna be sub 2, but whatever.
Rest in pieces.
If I was on PB pace right now, I'd be like at the final boss, or I was like near my PB. Bad encounters here. It's okay. I have some leniency with escaping on some of these floors. The encounters are not great. Hey, no problem. Anytime. I love this game. Occasionally I like this game.
Oh, alrighty. We have a new donation
Nice.
from SianaNX of $10 saying, sorry about losing you a bunch of time, which has officially pushed us over that halfway mark for that donation incentive to make the Breath of the Wild speedrun do the Shrines blindfolded. Which I don't know if you guys can tell, but I really want to see. So please continue to get your donations in. We are awesome. Y'all are awesome. And let's make someone suffer. You said I had a good 20 minutes before you call time?
Yeah. Time ends on basically the end screen of this game, where it just after the credits it goes to black. I'll tell you. Anyway, Mara's here.
Shout out to the
best demon in the series. And I wanted to say, Scion, I'm the only one who caused myself to lose time. You did nothing wrong. I'm gonna put 2 in with both. Gauging. There we go.
Okay, cool. I don't have to go running around. You're good. I'm still in here with you.
Alright, we only have 2 more bosses, though, and they're right after each other.
Perfect. Well, I'm ready for time whenever you are, but...
I wouldn't get like, close to the button, though. Like,
I'm not.
Yeah. We still got a whole dungeon, and then a bunch of unskippable cutscenes.
Rest in pieces.
This dungeon's pretty fast, though.
I really want you to get that sub 2, can you tell?
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's impossible at this point. I mean, that's what happens when you submit to a marathon and then don't practice the game.
It's okay. It's okay. I learned to speedrun last night at 4 in the morning during a marathon.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'll do it at non-degenerate hours so that everybody can see it. I think Shuli would like that, because she had to fall asleep before I actually got a run in.
Speedrunning in 2020.
It only took me 4 years to do it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna say it was a big mistake, but it was a huge mistake.
Oh, you did see him run? Okay.
luckily, we've gotten really good luck on not using any rosaries, so right now we have a ton. So these boss fights should be pretty lenient, even though Hiroko has pretty low attack. Alright, dungeon's pretty much over now. I'm just gonna climb some stairs, which will bring us to the top of the dungeon. Alright, dungeon's over. Time for the final bosses. Here's Luciferge. He is a boss, but not in... we don't have to fight him. Here's Lucifer. It's nice how they used his Megami Tensei 1 and 2 sprites, and then they made this sprite, which they use for, like, the rest of the games. Alright. So I'm hoping he just uses Mabufala a bunch, but he can charm me, and that's really bad. Panic's also bad because it can make me defend, but generally it's... usually I can get away with it. Damn, he is really going in on Hawk. There's gonna be 2 rosaries down, which is not terrible. As long as he's not charming me. Alright, that's what I want him to do. Defend. Dang. Defend! Stop defending. Oh, the double charm. That's not good. That's a lot of rosaries. There we go. Alright. Nice. Alright, there's Lucifer. Alright. 36 is pretty good. Stat total. And we got Necroma. Nice. So we just got a bunch of unskippable cutscenes here, while we teleport up to the Megiddo Arc. Good thing I bought more, yeah. To preface a little bit, I used to run this game without buying any extra rosaries, and I finished a bunch of runs without buying any extra rosaries until, like, I started to get decent times, or somewhat decent times, and then I would just get destroyed by YHVH, and then I'd lose PB runs. So I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then Radial was like, hey, just buy more rosaries. And I was like, maybe. That sounds like it can lose a little bit of time. And then I did it, and then I never lost a run at YHVH again. I was like, why didn't I do this before? This is why it's good to not be the only runner of a game. Or the only Western runner of a game. Because I made a ton of mistakes when I was making resources for this game. That Radial was like, hey, that's wrong. Sometimes you need someone to say, hey, you're stupid. Also, we're destroying Earth with the Megiddo arc right now. Hating the game. This is technically a dungeon, but rip the heathens. All you do is walk forward and hold B to scroll through YHVH's voices text. Excuse me, record scratch. I'm gonna use Necroma to bring back Hecate. Without being able to Necroma Hecate, this fight would pretty much be impossible. Alright, now I kind of wait and count how many rosaries I use. Yeah. That's what I would lose all my runs to, is the instant death skill. That's 2 rosaries. Should be almost done here. There we go. That's the final boss. Hey, we got the glitch where it keeps on playing the music. This has happened to me twice. No? It's supposed to stop playing the music here. Nice. Hitoga. Basically, YHVH gives you a speech there saying he's not really dead, and as long as fucking man is sinning, he'll be around, so... 205, it'll be my best marathon run. Yeah, this has been, other than... Most of the time loss I got was from, like, standing around and doing nothing. And terrible RNG, so I'm okay, like, with this run. It hasn't been that bad for a marathon run. So, Satan also, another thing that YHVH said was that he was going to curse Satan. So Satan got cursed and then died because he got cursed. This is the last kind of couple lines of dialogue here, and then I can put the controller down and wait like 11 minutes for this game to end. Alright. Now we just have like 11 minutes of cutscenes and the, what's it called? Credits. I guess I'll shout out some people. Shout out to Radial, who is the world record of this game. He's the world record holder. Shout out Dominator, the original Japanese guy who made the route and put it on Nico Nico. I learned the run from him, from his runs. And yeah. Shout out to Darko for practicing the frame with me for like a billion years. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say. If you want to learn this game, hit me up. It's comfy. Other than that, donate. Get those donations in, fellas. Like, we got 11 minutes of prime donation time. If you want to get your donation read, donate right now.
I'll even like copy paste them so that Electra can be the one to read them.
Ooh, I like that idea. I'm a big fan of that idea. Huge proponent, even.
So donate now if you want to hear Electra read your words.
You can also put in like the donation comment to have me not read it because you don't want to hear my disgusting voice anymore. So, like, choice is yours. But until I get called to the line of duty to read some donations, I'm just playing some Animal Crossing. So, another thing about the cutscenes here. These are all cutscenes we should have seen playing the game, but most of them we didn't because we kind of skipped like the majority of the video game. Dude, thank you, Quo, for the shout out. Anytime. Shout out to Quotation for putting this thing on. Like, my boy, Quo. Sadly, I can't come back up to Canada and visit him because of the current state of affairs, but God bless Quo. Good man. Thank you, everyone involved, for having me. I love doing this kind of stuff. Love working with any organizations my friends are running, especially with NASA. So, thanks for having me. I know this credit sequence is really long, but these cutscenes are really long. But the actual credits themselves are pretty cool in my opinion. They're really simple, but they're nice looking. Oh, it's like midday now. It's not breakfast time. Unless you're working in a McDonald's, then it's breakfast time all day in America at least. When I was at AGDQ, Squid, since he lives in Britain, he had for the first time McDonald's all day breakfast, and he was like, "This is the most wonderful thing I've ever had," in a silly British accent, of course, but yeah. I was on tech since 8, okay. You know, fair enough, but you could have had breakfast then. Let's be honest here, bud. Cutscenes are getting close to being over now.
Okie
Yeah, but we still got a couple minutes. So I'll tell you when the credits start, and then it's once the credits start, it's like 2.5 minutes until time.
Okay.
Alright, so cutscenes are about over now. Hiroko's going to transform into the goddess, and then the cutscenes start. Which I assume is Izanami, because it's always Izanami. Dude, I love Mode 7, holy moly. Alright, so like 1 more minute. Just kind of sits on this last screen for a while. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sitting through the cutscenes too. Like, I know it's a lot of cutscenes.
Is it?
We're almost done.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you when the screen goes black. We're very close.
Okay.
If I had my timer going, I could tell you exactly when the time would be, but
Yeah, that's fair. But we did get a couple of donations in, so I'll go ahead and send them over to you in a second so that you can read them because people.
All right,
still
time.
wanted to
Sorry,
donate.
time.
You're good.
All right, cool.
I got it. It was 205.50.
That's terrible. But, great. All right, let me read those donations. Now I don't have to play the game anymore. I'm very excited about that.
I know who at least one of these is, I believe. But there you go. Pasted them for you.
All right.
Make sure you roll the R.
Where'd you send them?
In the Discord.
Okay, I was looking at DMs.
The Discord so that everybody can see them. We go for it.
All right, let me get back in the channel. In IckaAid?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I read the anonymous one first, or?
You can do whichever order you would like.
All right. I'll start with the $5 donation from Rod G. We're sponsored by the Drakengard. There we go.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
That's how I would have read it.
And we have another anonymous. Shout out to Anon, based fucking Anon, with the 142 USD. Big spender, holy moly. And with the donation comment, to everyone else, Triple H is a wrestler. To Shuli, it's her cup size. God damn it. I can't believe you made me read these. I should have read them before I actually started reading them, but whatever.
No, here. That's actually a Discord joke in the Pokemon Snap community.
Based. I was banned from that Discord back in the day. My boy Quo unbanned me. If I did a run, and I still have yet to do a run. It's been years.
Channel. Look, CJ, if I know exactly who Anonymous is, I don't think it was CJ, because CJ is the one that makes that joke.
I think it was Anon.
It's Anon.
It's Anon. Good lad. Anyway, thanks for having me. This has been SMT2. I've been Electra _RTA, formerly the artist known as Electra13X77777777. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.